Hello everyone, welcome to Friday. If you're watching this at the time it's meant to be going out, it's Friday morning. This is your maths lesson for A5, so maths lesson 3 of this first week of where you're at home working. And I know lots of you have been working really hard. If you have been watching the YouTube videos and you're in A5 or indeed in A4, can you give it one more go? See if you can connect with us on Teams. We'll be meeting at 9:15 this morning. You might not see this video in time for that meeting, but we're also going to try and run an assembly via Teams later on today at about 2 o'clock. And in fact, we'll try and do that for the whole of Aspen. So anybody watching this from Aspen too, if you can get on Teams, it's really worth trying to get on Teams because there's a bit of a community going there, and we're talking to each other and we're connecting with each other, so join in. But today this video is specifically for A5. If you've done the maths test that I sent out for A5, then you can obviously join in and benefit from this video, but you might want to watch it through anyway. So A5, you should have completed the maths test that I've given you. It's a mock maths test. This test is available online. So when we go through and mark it, the mark scheme is available online as well. We're not breaking any rules in marking this together. But you'll need a pen to mark it with, and if you've got one, a purple pen to make any corrections as we go through. Please be honest, because the only person you're cheating if you're dishonest is yourself. And would you email me later with the score that you get, just so that I can keep a record of it. So here we go. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Here is the maths test that you'll have seen that you got out. That's me writing on the maths test, so bear with me as we do this. What I want you to do is this first bit. You don't need to worry too much about this sheet, although as always with any test, you need to read it thoroughly to make sure you're fully prepared. So it tells you what it is at the top. It says entry-level certificate in mathematics. There's a code number. It's an externally set assignment. It's a bit like an exam, but it's different from the exams that GCSEs do in the hall. This is component 5. I'm reading it from there we go. This is component 5 for calendar and time. This is a test from 2015, so it's an old one now, but it gives us a good indication of where we're at. Then it says time allowed 45 minutes. Don't worry about that too much. Some of you will be only allowed 45 minutes. Some of you will finish it before 45 minutes. But some of you will be allowed longer. So take the time that you need to do this. The other thing about this exam is you can do it in chunks. So if you needed to do a bit and then revisit it, you could have done that. Then underneath the specimen bit it says materials. For this paper you must have a pen, a pencil, a ruler. You may use a calculator. I don't think you'll need one, and I think it's probably a waste of time for most of you to use a calculator. But if you want one, you can. Then it also says 20 counters should be made available for each candidate. So if you need that support, use it. And it's always good to check your answers through. So if you think you know the answer, but the counters are there, you could go through your answer and then check it using the counters. I haven't got any counters with me today, but I think we'll be okay. So it says instructions: use black ink or black ballpoint pen. So let's change my colour to black on my iPad so we can see it. Draw diagrams in pencil. That's important. Fill in the boxes at the bottom of this page. Answer all questions. You must answer the questions in the space provided. Do not write outside the box around each page or on blank pages. That's because of photocopying. If they move it through and they scan it and send it, make sure your work's there. Do all rough work in the book. Cross through any work that you do not want to be marked. So any rough work you're doing, do it on there, use it. But if it's wrong, or you know it's really wrong and you don't want the examiners to pay attention, cross it through. Remember, there are some questions sometimes where you could write one of 3 different options. Say if you've written all 3 options, maybe you want to go back and just pick the one if it's asking for one, cross the other 2 out, or if you make a mistake, cross it out. Information. The marks for the questions are shown in the bracket, so you can see when you're answering a question. We'll cover that in a minute. The maximum mark for this paper is 30. You are expected to use a calculator where appropriate. All right. Advice. in all calculations, show clearly how you worked out your answer. That is top advice. Show your working. Because if you got the answer wrong, you might still get a mark for your working out. So show it. So then you've got a box down the bottom that says, please write clearly in block capitals. I'm not asking you at this moment in time to fill in your centre number or your candidate number. You, in fact, don't know either of those at the moment. But I do want you to write your surname, and I do want you to write your first name that's called forename. So please, you write in the box. I can't because I'm writing with my finger on my iPad. It's a bit tricky, so we'll just see how this goes. Please, you write in the box. Right, that is the first one. Bear with me as I get the next one. So, here we go. Question 1, worth 1 mark. So, one answer, 1 mark. What is the day after Friday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're my days of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is the day after Friday. If you wrote Saturday in there, give yourself 1 mark. So you can tick it if you want, if that makes you happy. And just put, I'm going to put a little 1 in the margin there. I know we said at the beginning you can't write in the margin, you can't, but we're marking it. So for this case, you can write in the margin. All right, next question says, which 2 days are between Sunday and Wednesday? So we've just done it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So, Monday, Tuesday. If you put Monday and Tuesday, you can tick them if you like, and you can write a 2 in the margin just like that. Please use your neatest, nicest handwriting. There you go. Right, the next question, 3A. What time does this clock show? Now, if you look at the clock, you'll see the hour hand is on the 8 and the minute hand is on the 12. When the minute hand's on the 12, that must mean it's an o'clock, and the hour hand is on the 8. So the time is 8 o'clock. If you wrote like that, you could have that mark as well. We can't tell whether it's 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. We don't know. So, give yourself a tick, put a number 1 in the margin there so you know. So we're going to add the scores up at the end. Next question says, what time does this clock show? Now this is a bit trickier. Have a look. My hour hand is pointing to, let me get a red pen, see, follow it through. It's pointing somewhere halfway between the 2 and the 3. That's already given me a clue. So it's past 2, but it's not quite yet 3. And my minute hand coming down here goes to the 6, which if I count round in 5 minutes goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So my time is going to be 2:30. Or if you wrote 2:30, that would count as well. Either one of those answers, give yourself a tick. Oh, wrong colour. Give yourself a tick, put a 1 in the margin. All right, you're going to need to keep track of these scores at the end, but let's do that one now. Next page. So, show the time 9:30 on this clock. So do you remember what we did for half past? The hour hand is going to be somewhere between the 9 and the 10 because it's gone 9 and it's on its way to 10, and in fact it's halfway there. So you need to try and get it halfway there. And it's a shorter hand. You can draw your arrows in. Please do better than me. Use a ruler, but it's halfway there. And then my minute hand, because it's 30, it's 9:30, goes down to 30 minutes. So we know that that's a 6 because I've just counted it. So my minute hand's going to be longer, comes down to the 6, that's a better hand. There we go, 9:30. See, my hour hand is not on the 10, it's not on the 9, it's halfway between them. That's a tick for that question and a 1 mark. Now it's got back to days of the week. What is the day before Friday? So before this time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Thursday. So Thursday in there. Tick, 1 mark. Excellent. If I'm going a bit quick for you, don't forget you can rewind or pause the video or come back and check it again. Do take your time with this. Pause me as much as you like to make sure you're getting the scores right and you're doing it properly. Right. Done. Done. Next one. Here we go. Bella goes into town to meet her friends at the cafe. Here are some things that Bella does. Gets off the bus, walks to the bus stop, locks the house, goes into the cafe, gets on the bus. Put them in the correct order in the table. Now it's worth 3 marks here. So you need to get them all correct to get 3 marks. So she locks the house. It's the first one done for us. So after she locks the house, what is she going to do? Can she get off the bus? No, she can't, can she? Because she's not on it yet. So it's not that one. Can she walk to the bus stop? After she's locked the house, she could walk to the bus stop. But let's check the others. Locks the house is already done. So what we can do is put a line through this. And I would suggest you do the same with yours as you go. So you know that you can't put that answer again. Goes to the cafe. Can she go to the cafe go into the cafe straight from locking the house? Probably not, because we know she's going to go on the bus. So it's not that one. Gets on the bus. Can she get on the bus? Not before she's walked to the bus stop, can she? Because if the bus was right outside her door, she'd still have to walk. So the first one is walks to bus stop. Again, remember I'm writing with my finger. You'll be writing with a pen, so make sure yours is neat. So I'm going to cross that off now, walks to bus stop. So she's at the bus stop. Can she get off the bus? She hasn't got on it, so she can't get on it. Can she go into the cafe? Not unless the cafe is at the bus stop. So she must have to get on the bus. So gets on bus. Right, so then I can cross that off. So I've got 2 left. After she's on the bus, does she go into the cafe? Be a bit tricky because she's still on the bus. So the other one is gets off bus. So gets off bus. And then finally, she must have to goes into cafe. There we go. Right, all of them are correct, so I can tick all of them. But it's only worth 3 marks. So even though I've got 4 ticks, I can only get 3. So I put a 3 in the margin. Now that's because if one of them is wrong, 2 of them have to be wrong. So if you get 3 correct, you will automatically get the 4th correct. You have to. So that's why it's only 3 marks. Right. Complete the list of seasons in order. Spring, something, autumn, something. Right. Well, after spring is when the leaves and the trees start to grow and the flowers start to come up. After spring, I know we get summer. And then it's autumn, so the only one left has to be winter. Please excuse my writing. All right, give yourself a tick for both of those, and you get 1 mark for that. Make sure you're paying attention to the marks. So the first question there on this page was 3. The second one is 1, even though you've done 2 answers. Okay. Check your answers. Work that out. Next question. Question 7. Fill in the missing numbers. There are so many seconds in a minute. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There are so many days in a week. We counted them earlier. There are 7 days in a week. There are so many months in a year. 12 months in a year. Tick them if you got them correct. You get 1 mark for each one. So write the ones in the margin, and then we'll move on. The morning, question 8, the morning news starts at 7:15. Show this on the digital clock. So we know the hour is 7 because it's past. And quarter, if we look round our clock, you can see the clock here. If I use the clock below to help me, and I go like that and divide it into quarters, you can see I've got 1 quarter, 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters, because the clock moves around in that direction, doesn't it? So if I was to colour in 1 quarter, because we've had that amount of time, the time would be on the 3, but I wouldn't write 3 in there. I'd count the 5 minutes round. So 5, can you see 5, 10, 15. So my time is going to be 7:15. I'll rub that out because we'll need that for the next question. Now in the exam, you can't really do that on that clock, but you could draw a little clock. You could have done it up here if it would have helped. You could have done it up here just to work it round like that. If that would have helped you. But if it doesn't help you, don't do it if you know it correct already. Right, can I make a suggestion as well? When you know this information above, this information on question 7, that's useful information because that comes up later on. But let's move on. Show this time on the clock. Oh, that's helpful because we already know what the minute hand's going to do, don't we? So the minute hand, because we've just talked about that, is going to be the longer hand that goes to the 3 because that's the 15. My short hour hand is going towards the 7, but notice it's 7. It's 7:15, so it's past the 7, but only a little bit. So my hour hand is the short one, slightly past the 7, quarter of the way towards the 8, and that's where it goes. Something like that. If we was in school and I was marking your test with you and you didn't have a ruler to do this and they weren't perfectly straight, then I would be saying I'm not sure you get the mark. However, if you've done it on the computer like some of you have, and I've seen it, I'm being generous because it's much harder to do it on the computer. So, go back and give yourself a mark if you've got that. That's 1, and a mark for this one. That's another one. You might want to total up at the bottom of the page what you've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 marks in total. That makes it easier for counting later. But that's up to you. Right. Let's move on to the next set of questions. Here they are. Carl's birthday is in a month between February and June. Write down 1 month that it could be. Now, we don't know what it is, but let's have a look. January, February. So now we're going between February and June. So February, March, April, May, June. March, April, or May. So any one of, let's change the colour pen, March, April, May. Any one of them. You only get 1 mark. Only write, my recommendation is only write one answer that you know is correct. Because if you write a wrong one down in there, even if you've got the correct one, you probably won't get the mark for that because you've written something incorrect. So only write one, and only write one that you know is correct. Okay. Number 10. The watch shows 3:50. Show this on the clock below. Now, I know that 3:50 is the same as saying 10 to 4. But I don't need to know that to fit it on this clock. What I need to know is my hour is 3, but I can see the 50 is past the 3, quite a long way. So let me do my minute hand first, just to show that. So I'm going to count round. I'll show you in red me counting. 5, 10, 20. Oh, Missed one out then. Let's do that again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So it's this one that I'm going to use. Now, if it helps you to do that around the clock and then cross those out or rub them out, then you can do that, or you can write. So what I might do on my exam is I might actually, instead of having those, just to help me, because I'm not going to lose marks for this, I might just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, because it helps me all the way around to 50, remember? And then I'm going to put my minute hand in. Now, my minute hand is going to go to the 10. It's a long hand, so that should be straight at the 10. Mine's a little bit off, but I'm doing it with my big fingers rather than a pen. Then my hour hand is going to be past the 3, because there's 50 minutes past the 3. So you can see by my minute hand, it's getting close to the o'clock again. So it's getting close to being 4 o'clock, but it's not quite yet there yet. So my minute hand, watch me concentrate. Oh, my hour hand rather. Can't even say the right thing. My minute hand. No, that's not right. Oh, you'll be laughing at me now at home. My hour hand somewhere there. Now it needs to be attached to maybe a bit shorter. But notice it's not quite at 4, but it's getting towards 4. Right? If you've done that, you get a mark for that. Give yourself a mark. Then the next question. How many minutes are there between 10:45 and 11:15? Now I would break this down into 2 questions first. 10:45 to 11 I could do, and I could use my clock above. So I could say that, and I'm going to use a different colour, I could say that I know 45 is here. Right? And I know that after 10 comes 11. So I'm just going to start counting from here. 5, 10, 15. So it would be 15 minutes to 11 o'clock. So 10:45 till 11 equals 15 minutes. Yes, you see that? And then I'm going to do the same. 11 to 11:15 equals. Now I know, because it's much easier to do 11 to 11:15, that 11:15 is 15. And then all I need to do is add these 2 together. Now, I'm going to rub that out so that we've got space. You could have written that on the side if that helps you. If it doesn't help you and you can do it in your head, that's fine. So long as you get the right answer, which is 15 plus 15 equals 30. So 30 minutes. Right, please make sure you write the minutes in. Give yourself a tick, give yourself a mark if you've got that correct. Right, let's see what we've got next. And as we go, remember, they get harder and harder and harder, but that's okay. Right, number 12 says, look at these 2 times. How many minutes are there between these times? So 7:15 and 8 o'clock. Okay, so I might want to draw my clock in again. Let me... 7:15 and 8 o'clock, let's remember that time. Oh look, here we go. Let's use this one a second. So see what I've done? I've just flicked back in the thing, because actually this one says 7:15 already. So I'm just going to count up to 8 o'clock. So I'm going to start here. 5, so that was 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Now, if you do that on this clock and you go back and do it, I would rub it out. I would do it in pencil lightly and I would rub it out, because then we're making it clear what we want them to answer. So we know it's 45. So let's go back. Here's the question. I'd be tempted to draw a clock on my page, for example. So you could fit a little clock in here, somewhere like that, if you were doing it in pencil, but I can't. So we know how many minutes between these times. Oh, pen, need a pen. How many minutes between these times? 45 minutes. Give yourself a tick, 1 mark. There we go. Here is a calendar. Question 13. Here is a calendar for August 2014. There it is. Which day of the week is the 6th of August 2014? So find 6th of August. I'm going to circle it because it's easier for me to see. Then I can see it's in the column that says WED above it. Now, hopefully you'll have known that WED is short for Wednesday. So you write Wednesday. If you put Wednesday, give yourself a tick, put a mark in the column. Right, 13. 13B, the last date in July 2014, so remember this is a calendar 2014, was the 31st of the 7th, 14. All right, write down the date of the first Sunday in August. Well, you can see that the 1st of August, let me do it in red so you can see it, the 1st of August is a Friday. So before that, there would be no Sunday in August. So we're going to go along the line. So we're going to go that way. The first Sunday, here's the Sunday column. The first Sunday is the 3rd of August. Now, the 3 is going to go here. Oh, let's change that to black. Now I need to know what month August is. Now, July, we know, comes before August. So that's why you've got the clue there. So July, you can see the 7th month. It's that bit in number in the middle. July is the 7th month. Or I could count them. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 8. So August is the 8th month. So it goes there. And then the year is 2014. But can you see in the one that I've circled red for July for the example, it's lost the 20 and it's just put the 14. So there we go. 1 mark if you got that correct. Again, if you need to, pause the video, check your answers, work them out. Here we go. Nearly there now. Question 14. How many full weeks are there in 1 year? Now, this is a cleverly worded question because we know that in leap years it's a bit different, we know, but there are 52 full weeks in 1 year. If you put 52, that's your mark. Right, this is a tricky question now. Rob and Josie had a race. It took Rob 165 seconds and Josie took 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Who won? Now, we need to do one of two things here. We need to either convert Rob's time into minutes and seconds, or we need to convert Josie's time into seconds. Now, I don't mind how you do this. We'll work it out. But the easiest way I can think of doing it is take Josie's time and turn it into seconds. So we know from the earlier on that there are 60 seconds in a minute. So Josie's time would be 60 plus 60, because that's the 2 minutes, plus 35. Then I could just add it up. Right, 5, 12, 15. Yes? So, she took 155 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub that out. You can leave all your workings on there. It's easier because you've got it in. So Josie took 155 seconds. In fact, I'm not going to write that on there because I'm not going to have room. But what I would like you to do is write your full answer on there. So who won? Josie won, didn't she? Josie won because she took 155 seconds and Rob took 165, which is 10 seconds more. Right, so excuse my scribble, but that's what you need, something like that. Now, you could have worked Rob's out into minutes if you want by dividing it by 60 and working it out. and you'd know that he took 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Either way, as long as you've got Josie as the winner, gets you 1 mark, and if you've got a reason that says that Rob was slower by so much, or the two numbers compared and said that Josie's was smaller, then you get a 2nd mark. Right. 16. Write down the time shown on the clock. Oh, Roman numerals to trip you up here, but it's a clock, so it's still the same. So we know that 12 is at the top of the clock. I'm going to write it in red so we can see it. We know that 6 is at the bottom. We know that 3 is here and 9 is here, and you can fill them all in 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way round. So it might look tricky, but you can see it. Right, where is my hour hand? My hour hand is the little one. It's just past the 1. So my time going down here is going to be 1 something. And then my minute hand is on the 2. So remember, count it round. I'll do it in yellow. 5, 10. So it's 1:10. If you've got that, that is worth 1 mark. Give yourself a tick. Put a 1 in the margin. Okay. And finally, last page. Liam starts work at 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 in the morning? All right, tick the correct time. 6:30 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. The correct time is 6:30 a.m. Give yourself a tick if you get that. 1 mark. Now, notice it says put a tick in the correct time. That was important information. You should have a tick in there. Right. Final question, and it's a big one. Jenny is at work for 5 hours. She does these jobs. Writes letters for 1 hour 15 minutes. Has a meeting for 2 hours 30 minutes. Makes a phone call for 20 minutes. Right. Add them up. Now, you can't do this in normal addition because normal addition moves numbers over when they get to 10 in that when we do that. But this doesn't work because minutes are into 60s. So we have to do it slightly differently. So I'm just going to separate them out in my head first. I'm going to do my hour. So I've got 1 hour and plus 2 hours. So I can just say here, I've got 3 hours. So I'll leave that and I'm just going to do the minutes. 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Now I'm going to add them up. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 65 minutes. Now, 65 minutes, we know, is 60 minutes is an hour. So 60 minutes is an hour. So I can take my 60. So if I take away 60 from that, so let's rub that out and make that clear. Oh. So if I've got 65 minutes, I'm going to take away 60 because that's an hour. And that gives me 5. So when I take away my hour, I must remember that this is going to change to 4 hours. And then I've got 5 left. So now I need to know, right, Jenny's work. Right, Jenny works 4 hours and 5 minutes. She has how much left? We haven't worked that out yet. Now we need to do 5 hours, take away 4 hours and 55 minutes. So the easiest way to do this in my head would be I take my 5 hours and I take the 4 hours off it first. So I take the 4 hours away first, gives me 1 hour. And now I'm going to take my 1 hour and turn it into minutes. And we know there are 60 minutes in an hour. So now I've got my minutes. That's all she's got left, but I've got to take away 5 minutes from that. So I can't do it from the 0. So I have to take that away, make that a 5, put that a 1 there. Now I can take away 5 from 10, gives me 5, bring my 5 down. So she has 55 minutes left. Now, as I say, all of that working that I showed you on the screen, you could do in smaller with your pen and pencil and should be there. So make sure it's there. If you get your answer correct and you've worked it out and shown all of your working, you can have 3 marks. So she's worked for 4 hours and 5 minutes, she has 55 minutes left. My answer is correct. I showed my working to you all, 3 marks. Okay, now that is the end of your test. Hopefully you got a decent score. If you didn't, don't worry about it. It's a chance to learn and improve. If you can, actually, I want you to do this. I want you to go back and make changes in Purple Pen so that you know what perfect answers look like. If you want any help or support, send us a message on Teams or on email and we'll be in touch. So, well done, everybody. That was the test that you did this week. Those are the answers to the test. Hope you've enjoyed going through it with me on this video. I tell you, I've missed you calling out and telling me the answers and us doing it together. Good luck with your answers. I will film the English video in a little while as well and give you your English work too. But good luck with this. All right, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.